So in this video, I'm going to talk about the newest persona, Sraosha. So Sraosha, let me just say right now, is probably, I think it's most likely going to be useful only for Kasumi because of the buffs that you can give. So what Sraosha does at overclock 0 is that at the start of battle you gain 1 stack of God's Ear. Then when ally uses highlight, you gain 1 stack, and if it's a blessed highlight, you gain extra. So your Kasumi highlight is going to be 2 stacks. Then the stack lasts for 3 turns and stacks up to 3 times. Then you can gain these stacks in reserve, so you don't have to put it in front. Then when you use the signature skill, you spend all the stacks and increase damage taken for blessed attacks by 4% for each stack, so it's going to be 12% for 2 turns. Then when you spend the max 3 stacks, you also keep debuff defense by 16% for 2 turns. Then the signature skill is actually also really good. It increases highlight damage taken by 30% for 1 turn. It's only 1 turn, but I think that's enough because Kasumi does big damage for 1 turn. And 30% is a big number actually. So again, Sraosha is just mainly for Kasumi. Then if you want to go a bit higher, overclock 1, the only thing you get is you start with 2 stacks, which is not that useful honestly, because you can quite easily max the stacks anyways. But when you go to overclock 2, you do increase this from 4 to 6. So it's going to be 6% total, because maximum stack for overclock 0 and 1 is going to be 4 times 3, 12. Overclock 2 is going to be 6 times 3, 18. So it's going to be 6% increase in damage taken, which is a decent amount, but it wouldn't really, you wouldn't really see like crazy improvements basically. Maybe just 1 to 2% damage or score increase total. Then when you go from 2 to 3, you increase defense debuff from 16 to 25. This one, it depends on the PS rate of your Kasumi if you require the extra defense debuff, because it is a decent increase from 16 to 25, which is 9%. But if your Kasumi can easily hit over 20% PS rate, you probably don't need this. But again, you need to do your defense calculation because it's hard to tell you the exact required PS rate. Depends on your team, depends on the boss. I would recommend, I guess, just to go to overclock 2, get a bit of buff. Then if you need defense debuff, go to overclock 3. I personally just went to overclock 3 because it's easier to cap defense like that. But it's up to you. And rule of thumb, make sure to always have remaining pressure medal to exchange at least 1 persona. So 400. Ideally 800, so you can exchange 2 personas just in case they release suddenly like 2 personas at once. If not, overclock 0 is good enough, because the main thing about him is going to be the signature skill. 30% is high. And to use Sraosha is very simple. You basically just use on turn 3 and turn 6, that's all. That's all you need to do. Because the signature skill only lasts on 1 turn, you want to use it to sync with your Kasumi highlight and the code skill 3 for the massive damage. And it also debuffs defense for 2 turns, but the 2 turns doesn't really matter because the next turn you're not gonna attack anyways. But yeah, that's all for the video. It's a very short one. Just to give you some idea on how to use Sraosha and what he does.